It is a lovely 8 degrees. Fall is here. And the 700 is out. Here we go. Extra layers today. I've got the full waterproof, windproof GASGAS shell. It's interesting, a lot of people have been asking on the forums lately, you know, what do you wear for cold weather? Or what do you wear for a waterproof shell? And so this shell, totally waterproof, 3-ply. As GASGAS and KTM were going through all of their madness, these were on sale for $100. And so I have a similar Patagonia that was $500, but it was more stretchy. But this has been great, totally watertight. If you saw any of my adventures last year in the snow, this is the jacket I was wearing. And for anyone who's like, oh yeah, but that's not safe, I'm literally wearing my A-Stars full kit underneath this. And so I've got all my normal road gear on, just with a shell on top. So instead of wearing like my climb jacket, if I was going on, you know, a long adventure and I want everything in one, that's pretty good for, you know, a do everything jacket. But for, you know, riding on paved and riding down the freeway, I'd rather have just the extra windproof, waterproof, and still have all my road protection. Whoops, missed a gear. Fogging up in my glasses too. Let's go. Service, I had an ABS warning, and so the bike was pretty clean, and so I need to go through and just check my ABS connections, make sure everything is good. Check my sensor, because sometimes those sensors get dirty and you can just clean those out, just blow them out or clean them out. And so back on the 700, also been having some therapy on my back, which is not great, but I've had a lot of disc problems after, you know, if you've been watching for a while. I fractured my back three different incidents. One was pretty bad. And so at my ripe young age, those things are starting to haunt me a little bit. So haven't been doing a ton of riding, you know, outside of commuting, just while I'm getting my back worked out. Yep. Crossed up the head. Paying attention to my police warnings here on my ways, because right here is where that policeman got me a month ago or whatever. Just taking it easy on the 700. So in the meantime, a lot of people have been asking, am I going to do a tower setup, or, you know, get an extra, you know, wind block or something on this bike? And the funny story is, you know, for anyone who's been following around on the Street Fighter, this little cover on top of my headlight is probably as big as my fairing on my Street Fighter. And that bike, you know, at speed, I'm just used to that, and I've had a ton of naked bikes. And so I think the funny thing is, you know, when you see people build a bike like this up into a rally bike, like one of my buddies is building that 700 or 701 into a rally bike to do a very long trip and, you know, go all through down to South America. Different story. For someone like me who just bombs around and, you know, heads out on trails, I like that there's less here. And like I was saying, that little bit of fairing, if I, you know, just kind of scooch back and put my head down, right here, I'm actually out of the wind. And so Would it be nice to have, you know, no wind? I don't know. It's not the way I ride. Like, maybe it's old school, but I like getting blasted by the wind. That's part of riding a motorcycle. If I was on one of those big GS bikes and, you know, I was all covered with fairing and it was all going all around me all the time and you didn't feel anything, it would just remind me like my old Yamaha Venture. Like, you know, I could ride around in a t-shirt and the wind wouldn't even touch me. But where, you know, where I'm at for biking now, that's not my goal. So for me, probably no tower. I don't even see the need for any more wind coverage. Here's the wind barrier right here. That's where that thing is sending the wind. And then it catches me, yep, somewhere up here, like top of my helmet at, you know, 115, 120. This is perfect. Hey Siri, play Sick Lad for my albums. I gotta tell you guys, having this shell on makes such a massive difference. My A-Stars jacket is warm, but right where the zipper goes down the middle, I get cold in the morning. And so this solves all my problems. Awesome.